What's going on, guys? My name is Peter Cattani, and I'm here to show you my first place Team Wars deck profile. It is, again, Demigra, but this time we didn't get fourth. We got our invite with first in Team Wars. Now, when I show you this deck, please understand that I have to share cards with my teammates. So, like, the list is different from how I had it in Anime Next. At the same time, some cards that should be in the sideboard were not, because I had to share them. I had to give it to other people. I was greedy. I was running all the bullet cards. So my opponents didn't have Cronoa or Kami, which could be huge in certain games. Team Wars is very interesting when it comes to that. I was player C with the theory that most of the time when you plan out your thing, your strongest player should be A, because if the games are decided win, loss, draw, the match, the team that wins is what happened in player A. If player A on your team won, then your team won. But let's say they drew, then it just goes down to player B. If he's the one that won, then that team is the one that wins. Kind of confusing, but your strongest player should always be A. Your middle player should be theoretically a faster one, because when you win, you can help your teammates out. You're like, oh, what's happening here? What's happening? Cool. And then C is kind of like the weaker one out of the group, but that's where the strategy came in. So most of the time they put Janemba in player C. Why? Because it'll take down the weakest, because it'll be like not the best deck. And I don't even know what this was, this Kamehameha thing I'm doing. But it's not like the best deck, and you mostly see Janemba players at table C. Based on all the Team Wars that I have entered, Janemba's always at C for some reason. So I use that as a theory, and I'm like, oh, I do pretty good against Janemba, surprisingly. But I'm going to tell you all of that soon. So before I take, what I normally do, 30, 40 minutes on the deck profile? I'm sorry, by the way. I have a timer this time to try to catch myself. So that's the strategy. I'm going to do quick shout-outs. First shout-out is to David from KTM. That guy's back has to hurt through the weekend, because he carried me and George Machado to our invite. He has an invite already that he got from Celebration, so he didn't even need to play. But he joined us in our hotel. It was KTM and PPG. Can't believe I forgot my own name. PPG all hanging out at a hotel. So we were having a great time. And he was like the first of his team to arrive at the hotel. And everyone else was going to take a little longer, like Danny Hype and stuff. So we asked him, like, hey, can you play with us? Cool, he wanted to play. Awesome, he played Dende. Strong deck in this format. If you're going against a bunch of High Mastery decks, Dende is pretty strong. It's pretty solid of a choice. So he didn't drop a single game out of all 6 rounds of Team Wars. Sweet. George Machado played Janemba, of course. He likes Janemba. That's great. We don't judge him for it. And I tried this one out. First, thank you, team, for trusting me with this deck. They saw the potential of it. I did play test a bit with it, and they saw how good it was and unexpected, and it was different. So I played that, but I was put at C. No biggie. Shout out to David. Helped us get our invite. You guys are going to see me at Nationals. Also, what is it, PS? Amazing cook. That apparently that's what he does for profession. He's a cook. And at the hotel, anytime he was in the kitchen, it was a godsend. It was maybe like out of top 3 favorite things of this event, he's definitely one of them, because he made a normal bread from like Publix. Most people don't know Publix. Normal bread from Walmart. That everyone knows Walmart. Normal bread from Walmart, a cheese, some tomatoes. And he made that look like a 5-course meal. He cooked it so incredible, though. I did a video on my Instagram. I'm like, ooh, I had to carry the fork with a pinky out just to be fancy. So, shout out to him. Next would be Daylon Mack. Hopefully I'm saying this right. He is Baltimore Ravens' new defensive end. We met for the first time in this event, and such a humble guy. Such a humble dude. When we met, funny story, he said, what's up? I'm like, hey man, what's going on? I thought it was just like a fan saying hi. You know, I always say hi to people. He's sitting in front of me, and I'm talking with my teammates. And, you know, we're writing decklets and stuff. They're doing their single events. They're preparing. I wasn't going to do singles because, 1, I got my invite. 2, this deck takes so much, like, determination, so much skills into it that, like, you get burned out. It's fun deck, super fun, but when you're going against meta decks with a non-meta deck, you really have to think. So the fact that I had my invite and I spend, you know, all Friday doing Team Wars, I wanted to join Origins, the con, and walk around, see people. And cool, I didn't answer, but Daylon was in front of me, said hi. It took me 10 minutes to read his name tag to say, I was like, wait, you're the Raven football player? He's like, yeah. Because we had talked in Facebook. I'm like, oh, my bad, man. I thought it was just common courtesy. A big guy saying hi to a big guy, you know. That's how it works. So it was a good laugh real quick. And throughout the whole day, we talked. And I don't know, we built like a little friendship thing. It's pretty cool. Asked him how the NFL is because God knows I made mistakes. I should have been in the NFL. But life happens, decisions. But I'm learning through him. I'm like, hey, how'd this go? What happened here? Cool guy. We played games. Shout out to him. Awesome dude. And last person, random, but as I was walking around the cons, I needed sleeves because I didn't pack enough sleeves for another thing I was going to do. And I saw this booth. All right, cool. They had Eclipse. I was looking for katanas, but they were expensive at the con. Well, no. We can't spend too much. So I saw Eclipse. That's his thing because, you know, we're sponsored by Ultra Bro. And I asked the guy on the counter, as I was thinking, I took like maybe 2 minutes to think. I'm like, all right, bite the bullet. Let's buy it. I go, excuse me, sir. He looked at me confused. I was like, I'm sorry, I just want to know how much these are. He's like, are you Peter Cattani? I'm like, yes. I wasn't wearing PPG. I was wearing a tank top. I was completely in disguise. He's like, oh my God, what's up? I'm like, oh. The guy was super nice. I'm not going to say he hooked me up because I don't want to get him in trouble in case like his coworkers see it. But he was an awesome guy. Made Saturday super like bubbly for me. I think that's the word we're going to use, even though it's something that the guy myself should not say. We won't say happy because it was just cool. His reaction, the way he greeted me and stuff. He was just an awesome guy. I was like, it was a deal where it's like buy 3 get 1 free. I was like, can you hook me up with this? He's like, for Peter Cattani, I can do anything. I'm like, that's my man. So I wanted to do a shout out. His name was Ryan. All right. So I think I'm good with shout outs. I think I did everything. Let's go with the deck profile. This is what you guys been waiting for. Sorry it took so long. So let's start the timer, even though that was already like maybe 10. I hope 10 minutes only. But let's try to make this short. So the leader I am playing is Demigra. Oh my God. I tried Mirror out for a leader, but I found that it wasn't good enough. I was choosing Mirror because I wanted Self-Awaken. With a Victory Strike format, you want to be able to awaken fast, so I thought Mirror was the perfect thing. But what I found with Mirror is it wasn't good enough because it doesn't draw on the side. It gets a life from your life. It gets a card from your life. There you go. That sounds better. It gets a card from your life, adds your hand, and it helps you Self-Awaken. But Demigra is going to see those cards if you start taking life. Plus, it has a draw effect. You see more cards with Demigra than you do see with Mirror. I noticed that in playtest. I'm like, dude, Mirror has no hand size. We cut Mirror real quick. Went right back to Demigra. I'm like, maybe I quit on him a little too soon. Because Wormhole is such a strong effect. It's something completely different. What makes this deck, it might be close to meta soon because there's a bunch of black cards coming out that just makes Demigra itself just a monster. Overwhelm, or not Overwhelm, Wormhole, that's strong. So, touring around with it, I realized in Anime Next, the real problem that I had with it is I didn't put any real Self-Awakers. The only one was the Dark Power Black Mass Saiyan, and it wasn't enough because U7 took advantage of that. Basically had Crisis Crusher, and I had no other way to awaken. We fixed that problem this time. So we put this Time Trauma Mass Saiyan. Super effective. It basically helped me awaken by turn 3. If we saw it open hand, we kept it. If we didn't, we have so much draw power by turn 1 and 2 and digging effects that we're most likely going to see at turn 3. And the matches that was super difficult where they wouldn't attack at all, luckily I didn't go against those, we had an extra one on the side just in case. So I changed the deck around a little bit, so by turn 3, the latest, we were going to awaken and start using our Wormhole ability very effectively. This guy, Awaken, is a monster. Some people made mistakes because when you use a deck that no one knows about, they don't know what to do. So one Janima player started attacking me real early. He was my round 1 opponent. Started attacking really early, trying to beat me down, I guess. And I was like, okay. Wormhole. And Overwhelm, too much aggro for him. He couldn't deal with it. Awesome. But we changed it a little bit. See, I'm already wasting too much time. That was 2 minutes explaining why I picked this. Sorry, guys. So, a little bit changes. I'm explaining it. 2 negates. Last Profile I had 4, I dropped it down 2 because I never use it. I never use the negates. Most of the time I charge it, but it's those rare little occasions where, like against Victory Strike, a Deadly Defender with a negate, strongest play I can do against Hidden Mastery decks. But if it wasn't that, man, this negate didn't do much. Maybe stop the 35 Broly. But when I need it, I have it in hand. Too many copies became a problem. I thought 2 was a solid number, the third was side. Banish Fu at 2. Great card. I would never really take it out. He's pretty much the MVP. Not MVP, but he's my finisher. What I found out about this deck, it's a little hard to close out. It rushes down really well. It puts them down to 3 real quick. But to get to that 2 and then swing with the double strike and no way to stop the negate, that's where the closing out part becomes a problem. Which is totally fine. It still happens. This deck just pokes. 15, waste of 5k, waste of 5k. You would think Bean stops this deck, but no, for some reason Bean wasn't enough. Going against Janimba's, I test against Machado's Janimba build. He double beat me, and I was like, bet, I'll waste cards just to get to that level. Is that bad playing at its finest? Maybe, but I had like 4 super combos, so my 15 swung for 25. I didn't mind drawing against him because, you know, this $50 card is going to put him right back. And let's talk about this card later. I'm sorry. I tried to make this deck affordable. I didn't know this was going to happen. So, 2 of him, 3 Kamis. When decks go wide, like Kid Goku or anything, Kami's just really good. Lord Slug, another of my teammates, or not teammate, he's a friend that plays in our locals. He plays Lord Slug. I respect that deck so much. And Lord Slug is the Lord and Savior. Lord and Savior. There you go, that sounds better. Of that matchup, I make sure I have this at 3. 2 Time Coronas for, you know, Shugesh, and the fact that we get it with Toki Toki. We always have answers to almost every single deck with this build. That's why I love it. I'm really interested. It's very techy. I like it. For the best super combo for this deck, it's not Paragus that everyone's like, oh my god, it's the best super combo. Maybe true. I'm not going to deny that. But I can use this even not Awaken. I don't have to be at 4 life. I just need 5 overrun, which is super easy. By turn 2, you can get to 5 overrun, 3 the latest. It's very good. Pride and Joy, Power, Black Mass Saiyan, strong 1-drop. It's not a Kaba, it doesn't double strike, it doesn't do crit. But his ability is pretty useful. If they had a Master Roshi negate, you ain't using it, I promise you that. You negate, you're going to lose some cards. And just having 2 in hand, because most of the time people put me at 6 for whatever reason that happens. They put me at 6, man, 2 of them, boom, boom, swing, swing, got defend, awaken, we're doing big plays. He just brings aggro to this deck. That 1-drop is incredible. 2 Mass Saiyans, the reason why it sucks against Broly BR, it sucks against most things, but against Kid Goku, it's a monster. And it's actually the only 10k of the deck. So when it comes to defending, that card can become a little bit useful just being a 10k. But yeah, it's also a double striker, so that turn that you are going to try to go for lethal, you have 4 double strikers in the deck. It's pretty good. Okay, so the bread and butter of this deck is 4 Time Patrol Trunks and 4 Time Granola Supreme Kai. There you're pretty much always going to overwhelm cards to dig for what you need. You're digging for answers to whatever's on the board. You're digging for more 2-drop Vegetas. You're digging for super combos. When you're wasting super combos, you put them back in the bottom of your deck with Vegeta, and Toki Toki is going to shuffle your deck, bring out a 1-drop to draw your cards, and then you're going to overwhelm to check the top 2, 3, just digging for more super combos. That's really what the power of this deck is. The hand size stays the same while applying so much pressure, and the super combos are always there. It's not like other decks that once they use 4, they use 4. No, this will always recycle super combos. So very good. It's the engine of the deck. For the new addition is 4 mirrors. They weren't good. That's the moral of the story, but I did try them out for this event. I made this aggressive plus like kind of somewhat hand controlling. Reason why is, again, the theory of Janimba players being at sea. I was like, oh, you know, at least we'll have some hand destruction. But my matchups were Janimba, Broly BR, Kid Goku, Lord Slug, and Broly BR. Other than Janimba and Lord Slug, Mirror couldn't do anything. Against Broly BR, it sucks. Against Kid Goku, they have a hand size it's so hard to dwindle down. It wasn't that good, but it was a free theoretically 15k because 3 is easy to get in the graveyard with your ability to put 3, or when you swing you mill 3. 3 is always the easiest, so I use that as a free 15k to make them discard. You only want to bring it out once your opponent's at 4 life. If you bring it out any sooner, it's pointless because if they're 5 or 6, they're going to take a life because they don't want to discard another card. So once they're at 4 or less, you're going to bring it in, they discard a card. You're going to swing 15. They're either going to waste another card to defend, just a simple 5k, or take the hit. So that's what the pressure is that brought out Mirror. And I did like this addition to a point. I just realized as I was playing games, it wasn't enough. Toki, engine of the deck, brings out all my bullet cards. And it shuffles the deck for Vegeta. That's really the main thing. Vegeta's an incredible card, but they go on the bottom, so you don't really get to see them unless you dig through your deck all that much. Forget that. We ain't waiting. I'm not a patient guy. So we Toki, we shuffle. We're going to get our answers when we need them. This to help us awaken. It theoretically draws 2 cards when you bring it out. The only problem was it was a 3-drop. So against Lord Slug in one of my matches, I needed Awaken. He was pretty good at controlling my hand and not awakening me in time. So when I dropped this and he preemptive strike, I was like, as I put it down, I like crunched my hand and like all the knuckles cracked. Theoretically, I was mad. I wasn't mad at him, but I was just mad that he had. I was like, oh. I was doing a big turn. It got all shut down because I paid 3. You don't want to pay that much. Everything's like a 1-drop, if not free, with this deck. It's a heavy card for 3, but we had to play it because we had to have a way to awaken. So good addition. Really liked it. Out of the Toas, my anime next had 3 of this Toa and 3 of the Dark Overrealm Toas. Problem is with Dark Overrealm Toa is it costs 1. This one is free. The other one takes 30k against the Kid Goku matchup. Oh my god, that's huge. But if you weren't going against Kid Goku, that Toa didn't do enough. It was really cool that it stayed on the board, but it wasn't enough. This Toa is free for against the Broly BR matches. It was a monster. This is where the mic is. It was a monster. And just in case I gotta show it, just so you guys don't think I'm crazy. It was a monster. Took games, like game 1 and all games. They'll play the 1-drop Broly like normal Broly players do. And I'll play a 1-drop, draw a card, swing with Demigra, mill 3, combo the 1-drop. Now I have 4 in the grave. Brought this out. Took the Broly, swing with Toa, combo with the Broly, and that's it. Solid play. And at that point, their life goes down to 4 without having to worry about anything. Strong. So we definitely put this at 3. We already talked about this card. Deadly Defender was for Hydra Mastery decks, Victory Strike decks. Your turn 3, if they went first and they brought Path of Greatness, you gotta prepare for the next one. So you would do Deadly Defender and try to have a power burst at that point. This guy's gotta live because their turn 4, they can't kill you. They'll swing with Leader, they'll swing with Path of Greatness, so you have to waste 5/5, and then they'll swing with Hand of Mastery. They'll tap everything down, but as long as you have the Sparking, which you can set up, you can pretty much set that up by doing whatever you have to do to make sure you have Sparking, because you tapped out playing the 3. You'll do a negate. They don't have Bad Ring Laser at the time, because if they do Bad Ring Laser, that you're not going to get Victory Strike anyway, so you're okay with that. So you defend it, and then they'll swing again, and you'll let it die. And then that gives you an extra turn to be able to push harder against them. This 2 combination is just so important against Victory Strike decks. This is a very expensive card, and it's a shame we gotta have it to play this deck. This is not one of those like, oh, I'll get it later. No. To play this deck at all, you need this one. Would you get away with 3? Yeah, probably, but the Janemba matchup is that easy because of this card. First round I went against Janemba, and he beat me game 1. Why is that? Because I didn't see Vegeta till turn 4. That was way too long. By then my deck was too small, couldn't do it. Then we sided out some package. I believe we sided it into 1, 2, 3, 4 cards by taking out the negates, because against Janemba I don't really care to negate anything. They're never gonna do me. They're never gonna go for the kill range against me. I'm sure they could, but most Janemba players I ever played against don't go for kill. They go for the mill. Yeah, I'm a rhymer like Dr. Sweets. You know, it's pretty cool. So I would take out the 2 negates and 2 Deadly Defenders and put those 4 cards in. Because also I don't need to defend myself. It's not a big deal. I add another one this so I can awaken faster and make sure I can pressure them quicker. I put the guy that can attack active, because if they play the big boy Child Heart, you want to be able to attack with 30, so strong. And this card for hand control. very good. I'll explain more about that in a sec. But you want to see Vegeta turn 2 against Janemba. So turn 3 you play another Vegeta, and that's almost like GG because you put 4 cards back, you draw 2, but you already you set them back 1 whole turn. It's solid. It works out. When you see it for yourself, it's that good. One escape Son Goku because again we have every bullet. Why not? It really makes no difference if you go against Gogeta BR. You stop those little 1-drops from coming out and playing, just attacking early, which shouldn't be a problem, but like they'll get pluses off that, and we don't want to give them pluses. So it's a little tech. It's not really a big deal. It's a super needed, no, but when it works, you're gonna be like, love that I played one of these, and I had a foil, so you know me. Dende, we had 2 of them because what did I lose in Anime Next? I lost to Universe 7 Frieza, which ran ejection, so I respected Dende a little bit more, so I made sure to have 2. I took out all the little 1-drop blockers from the decks because it was never anything to block. It helps you out on like setting up your graveyard for mill, like over on 5 or something. At the end of the day, it really didn't do anything in Anime Next, so I took those 2 out and just put another Dende and maybe some other card. I'm not quite sure, but I know another Dende was on point, so I got 3, 5, 7, 8 with 3 Tokis. I got draw powers for days, and we just use them as combo power for 5k, put pressure, our hand size doesn't go away, solid choice. And then this little Demigra, reason I don't play the Dark Overrun one is because it costs 3, where again, we're trying to overrun for free or just 1. We're not trying to pay more than that because we're going aggro. It swings pretty heavy. We're swinging at 20. If they combo a battle card, it's going to swing for at least 25, maybe even 30. Strong card, and the whole concept was to aggro and somewhat hand control. Against Janemba, this build should be really good, but for the matchups that I went against 3 Broly BRs. This little engine of hand control kind of sucked, but oh well. Sideboard, an extra negate for Victory Strike matchups, an extra Fu because of Broly BR, which theoretically I would take out this Mass Saiyan because we had too much. Man, it's so difficult. Mass Saiyan's so good against Kid Goku, but it did cost overall 5, and this one's overall 4. This was also for the Kid Goku matchups because it would take 30Ks or lower, and I'm a big fan of this, but I might cut this down. I would have, let me rephrase this, I would have cut this down to 2 and put a second Banisher Fu because you really need it against Broly. It's that good. So that's probably the little changes I would have done. This one also for Broly BR, that matchup's not that easy. You do aggro them down, you can beat them, but if they get a good hand, they get a good hand. This card did deal with the 6 8-drop, 6 or 8-drop, but the Banisher Fu would have been better. At one point in my hand, I had 2 Fus and the Bardock. He had 3 life. And in my head, I'm thinking, alright, well, I'll bring out the Bardock, he swings for 25k, and I'll put him at double strike range, then bring out the Fu, swing for double strike. I don't know why I wasn't thinking. I had 1 life, so I couldn't use my Black Mass Saiyan. So I did put him at 2. I swung a Fu, he had the negate, and I don't know why I didn't think about that earlier when I could have just brought out Fu, got rid of it, swing. If I put him to 1, then my leader swings, he has to waste the negate. I can overwhelm anything else, or even another Fu, and swing with that, even at 1 to combo out everything. The fact that I let him be at 2 messed me up one game, and I was really disappointed about that. So, little things to know about. Extra one in case we're going against U7 or something that's trying not to awaken us in time. We just want to put an extra copy so we see it. Victory Strike. I had wish I made this. This was replaced of this Demigra. I wish I had made this one instead because the only game that I lost that day was against Lord Slug. Great guy. I'm gonna mess up his name, and I'm sorry if you watch this. Nathaniel, and I hope I said that right. I did practice before this video. Awesome dude. Played Lord Slug perfection. And this deck was designed to beat meta decks. And Lord Slug, very known deck. I respect it, but I don't I didn't. I hoped not to see it. I did want Tao on my sideboard, but I gave it to my teammate Janemba. So he had General Tao, but theoretically you would never see a Lord Slug player in table B. That never happens. Sorry, when I talk too much, I start coughing. It's something I've learned that it just happens, and I ran out of water. So if I had this main, it would have helped me so much against that matchup, because that little one drop, you gotta get rid of that one drop, especially if he wins the die rolls and plays that one drop. Forget that. That thing needs to die. And this thing helps so much because there's no other way to get rid of that barrier. TN never came in except Janimba. Oh, so that I probably sided like 6 cards against Janimba out. Because TN is one of those things that, like, you just don't want them on top. You want to, like, pressure down, so you bring in TN for sure. And I'm pretty sure it closed out a game real quick against them. I know that was a fact. And the 4th one, because in case hand control was really good, awesome. So that is the deck profile. Janimba player beat me game 1 only because I didn't see Vegeta. Game 2 and 3 we saw Vegeta a bunch. We beat Janimba quick. Game 2 I went against Richard Zap with Broly BR, and game 1 he found out that this card works really well on turn 1. Didn't know that. Game 2 was different. I messed up with that whole playing Bardock and then Fu when I should have just played Fu. So I lost, and game 3 we went into time, so we had to draw, but luckily my teammates got win-win. It worked out. Game 3 I played against a cool guy playing Broly BR, beat him both games. Awesome. We go to game 4, round 4, Kid Goku, which that matchup was actually a little harder than I thought. Because it was the blue version. That's the reason why. It has enough hand size to survive till turn 5 and then Gogeta me. And when they Gogeta me, my hand size might be stacked. I'll be having like 10 cards in here. I'm like, I got you. Gogeta. Oh, I lost. Oh no. Oh no, this is not good. So that one took me a little longer to try to beat. But we did get the win off that one. It was cool. But blue version's pretty much the best Keikoku version I've seen. Then we go to top 4. Ooh, top 4. We need 2 more wins. We're getting our invite. Pressure's on. I played against Nathaniel. Hopefully I'm saying this right. And he had Lord Slug. Game 1, I thought I was doing good. All of a sudden, my hand size went completely gone, where I had no hand, and he was swinging for game. I lost game 1. Oh, that's weird. Okay. Game 2, it worked out great, where I was able to kill the 1 drop, and do my game plan. I had a hand, killed him with aggro. Awesome. Game 3, that Parental Strike killed me turn 3, and I lost. And I thought I lost it for the team. I was so defeated inside. I was like, no. But Machado and David carried me. I'm a big guy, man. I'm heavy. Carried me and got me in top 4. So come top 2, David's telling me, you gotta pull your weight. And I'm like, all right, I gotta do it. And I play again with Richard Zapp and Broly BR, which wasn't an easy matchup. So I was a little nervous at first. But game 1, maybe he bricked. Maybe I just drew the stones. He didn't know my deck can win by turn 3. So we killed him pretty fast. Game 2, his hand was so bad that he had to use the leader effect to grab the 1-drop Broly in hopes that, hey, I'm thinking maybe he knows to play around it, so I will side these out. He'd be wrong. We sided all 6 of these just to make sure, in case the greed is there, we'll take that Broly, and that's exactly what happened. We took the 1-drop, comboed it, and from there we proceeded to winning because it's too late for him to survive from that. So I was the first one to win in the top 2 of my team, and then I watched George got his win, and even David. So we beat all our opponents. Great time, and we got our invite. Awesome. So now I get to go to nationals. I don't have to worry about like regionals or getting my invite. It's done, taken care of. Super happy about that. If you guys know me, I do like playing, but playing competitive is so difficult because I never like to play meta. One of those guys like, I don't like playing meta. I don't know. I was really happy playing this Demigra deck though. It was pretty fun. You know what's funny? I hate aggro decks. When Storm was a thing, I refused to play Storm. It was way too good. It was meta. But the fact that this is not meta and techie with all the bullet cards, I enjoy this deck more. It's like aggro control. That's the answer. And big fan of this deck. So come next set with Anniversary Box, this deck becomes a monster. I didn't even realize how good this deck would be with the new Anniversary Box, but just to answer some questions, because I've been getting messages, why don't you play the Secret Rare, Peter? We're also at 22 minutes at this deck profile. I am paying attention. I'm trying to beat him. I got 3 more minutes. Let's try. Why don't you play the Secret Rare Demigra? It's overall 7 on turn 5. We pretty much can win by turn 3 or 4. We can get to 5, but overall 7 is still difficult because every turn you're going to overwhelm. And if you actually try to do 7, it's good, but it just really isn't needed in the deck. The only card that can theoretically be good enough to play, let's see. Let's go to build. I'm just going to talk. It's the next closest good card in this list. Black. We're using Shenron's Lair. I've learned to use this and it's been very effective. I'm a big fan. Trunks Overseeing Time. Reason I didn't play is because it costs 2. And again, all overruns are free or just cost 1. But it's not bad. For 2, you grab your super combo. So like you overrun, you know, whatever you have, as long as it's 4. You bring it out, you grab basically a super combo from Warp. And then swing for a double strike 30k because you'll use your super combo. You'll draw a card. You basically replace the time trunks that you used already. You swing 30k, and now you have 4 in the drop area because the super combo is 1 card, and then Demigra's effect will put 3 more. It's 4 cards. Now you can even overrun 4. Theoretically, that's really good. It's not that bad, but I just didn't want to pay 2. That's really the case. For a new set, you definitely know I'm gonna play Tau, even though it doesn't draw on the Awakened side, and that's very crucial. I'm scared. I still gonna test it out. This guy is gonna help dig better and swing for 20k instead of 15. This guy's gonna be really good. But what I found out, this guy is so strong. So strong, but of course it is, Peter. All right, I didn't know this guy's just that strong because overall 4 paying 1 brings out any Mass Saiyan in my hand, so I'm gonna up the Mass Saiyan count. But just bringing out the guy next to him, the Time Trauma, I'll bring him out 50k, basically draw 2, kill something, and awaken a lot faster. So let's say I go first, I'll play 1 drop, draw a card. Who cares? I'm going against Yellow Broly. They'll swing because they're always going to swing to draw a card. It puts me at 7. Turn 2. I can play this guy by comboing off the 5k. I'll swing with Demigra, mill 3, draw a card, combo the 5k, so I'm swinging 15. Cool. Overall 4, bring out this guy. Draw 2 cards by bringing out this, leaving me with 1 energy open, 1 little black Mass Saiyan, can swing in, 15k, I'll be at 4 life, we're overwhelming again. And then that's going to be so aggressive. So that's the spice, the little secret to my next profile of Demigra. Sorry, forgot. And there's a few Mass Saiyans. I'm not quite sure if I'll take out Fu because Fu is that good, but I'll probably maybe make the 5-drop Mass Saiyan 4 or 3 of because it can bring out 20k double striker and stays on the board. That's very strong. I don't know if I would tech. What is this other Mass Saiyan guy? The one that attacks active. It's interesting, but we're always going face with this deck. It's strong, but it's 20k, easy to defend over most of the time. We might try it out, we'll see. But next profile, gonna be really good. Those are the only 2 cards that I ever get asked, why don't you play this or this? I have my reasons. Try this deck out in your locals. Local level, amazing. Competitive level, my god, there's so much thinking you have to do. But Demigra, he shined, and I was super happy I got my first place with it. So even if I got carried with a team, awesome. The reason I didn't play singles is because, man, I just didn't have the mindset and I wanted to enjoy the con. But you guys will see me soon at next event is Richmond. Pro Play Tour Richmond on July 13, 14. I'm definitely going to be there. By then, the new cards will be out, so most likely I'm going to play Demigra again. But we'll see. Maybe I'll try something. Maybe Toe is that good, but we'll find out. Till next time, thank you for joining me. Sorry it took so long. Later.